JaxB.TheRipper here, and you guys are like, wow, Jax, you're dark. No, I'm not my diamond skin self right now. It's because, as you could tell by the title, I'm doing a Hiedi Butcher look. So yeah, in case you don't know who she is, she's from Butcher Babies, and I was in shock that a lot of you guys wanted to see a makeup tutorial. And the reason why I'm in shock is because my dominant audience is male, and you know, that's what my analytics said, at least. So, and a lot of the ones who wanted to see a makeup tutorial were men. Here's this look. I'm gonna be using the Norvina palette. I am not happy with this palette, and I'm just gonna leave it there. At the end, you're gonna hear why. So I am not wearing false lashes like Hiedi Butcher would wear false lashes. You know why? Because I cannot find my lash glue whatsoever. Luckily, I have long lashes, and luckily I have tons of mascara, so I'm just gonna have to work with that, and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Cool. Hopefully this is close enough for you guys to see. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my RCMA palette. I've used this many times. This is just a professional makeup artist palette. I use this all the time when I was on set, and let's see, she's pretty bronzy, so let's see what I have. Oh wow, I ran out of a couple of shades. So I'm gonna go in with this color right here. This is SH1. That's the name. I'm gonna start off with just underneath my eyes. You guys, I like to do my eye makeup first. I don't like to do my whole face and then the eye makeup, because then it just creates fallout and more for me to clean, and I don't understand why people like to do that. I could get it if it's just a simple day look. I get it. But apparently there's some people, because I know there were some people that got confused of like, oh, that's, you're doing a new style there. That's like the new thing. I was like, no. These are, here's like a thing, just to let you guys know, if you care. But a lot of these makeup trends that you see is the same thing as fashion. It's just, ooh, did I get something like that? It's the same thing like fashion. It just repeats itself. Like all these things that you guys see, it's not really anything different I've seen, except maybe the fact they over exaggerate it at times, like with the highlighters. Other than that, yeah, but I just like to start off with concealer. First, I don't powder it. I don't powder it at all. No, because in case like I get a mess. But I like how it blends in with the concealer. So basically I do concealer first, then I do the eye makeup. And if you want to add eye primer, that's fine. You know, if it helps you out more. Alright, so like I said, Hiedi doesn't really, what's it called? She doesn't really close her eyes so you can see the makeup of any of her pictures. So we're just gonna wing it here. You know, we're just gonna go for it. There's lots of pinks and purples. It's perfect for it, and let's see how this palette will either amaze me or not. So going with Love as a base color, this very pinkish color right here, and just kind of put that in the crease. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with Soul. I'm gonna just concentrate this on more of the outer corners. Try not to come past the center. So like the one thing I notice with a lot of girls when they're doing their makeup is you guys don't really know how to blend that well. I do have like videos. I'll leave all the videos to like my makeup tutorials down below. I even have like, you know, basics stuff, you know, like how to use your brushes and basically the basic brushes that anybody needs, you know, that will help them. And you know, you don't need to buy every single brush. Or I even do stuff with just using my hands, not my eye makeup though. but I know like a lot of you are new and you don't know that, so I'll link them down below, because I know you guys don't really blend at all. You guys just like go in really hard, and of course is like lifting up the powder, so that's like the problem. I'm going to go in with the color Celestial, which is this pretty color right there. And I'm getting a flat brush because shimmers and glitters, they just work so much better when you use like a flat synthetic brush. I don't like using a more dense brush because it doesn't really pick up anything. I'm just gonna concentrate that to the center. And I'm just building it up. You can wet your brush if you want to for a more intense look. I just kind of built more of the intensity. Sometimes I will go in with the wet brush if I don't see it to my liking. But the thing is, it looks intense right now in the mirror, but when I'm looking into the viewfinder, it doesn't. So for your sake, let me go ahead and wet the brush. Now you could do it with just water, you could do it with like with a spray finisher, just because you know, more of a prime effect. Who doesn't want that? So I did look up some information about Hiedi, and I have such a fucked up memory, and then especially with like so much shit going on in my life, I totally forgot everything. Well, not everything. I know she's from Utah, and I know she was raised Mormon, and I know that she used to be married. And I think because of that was like her breaking point, and she was like, you know, F this, I ain't about that life, and I'm gonna go do my own thing. And she said she felt like her lowest at that time, and she moved to Los Angeles, and now she's a rock star. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Wild Child, using the same brush, but the opposite side of it. Ooh, Wild Child has some fallout. Okay, ooh. Just concentrated on the inner corner, and then kind of blending it into, not all the way to the center, but just a third of the way. Butcher Babies have had like a 10-year run already, and Butcher Babies was always one of those bands, it's like I want to listen to more, but I've just always put it in the back of my mind, or you know, it was like, oh, it could wait till later on. So a little bit more blendy. Okay, so I'm looking back at that picture. We're gonna put a little bit more Wild Child. It does like pack on the makeup underneath right here like a lot. So, you know, now's your chance to be generous. And if you're one of those people that apply on too much, well, guess what? You're doing it correctly. I'm gonna go back in with Celestial and go over here. And just really pack it on. Or you could use a pencil brush too if you need it, if it's more easier for you. I'm just really trying not to dirty so many brushes. If there's one thing I hate, is like building up so many brushes that I have to clean. And then I'm like standing for like a good 45 minutes because that's how many brushes I have. And then I'm like standing in my kitchen floor cleaning all my brushes, and then my back starts hurting, and I'm like, oh no, no, we are not gonna have that today, no. So right now I'm just kind of packing. I'm not really blending or anything. Feel like your brush is getting too dirty and it starts to blend in everything. But you could just get a little bit of 99% alcohol or 91, spray some to a paper towel, and just clean it away. And that's it. Simple as that. Don't recommend to be doing that all the time and thinking that's going to clean your brushes, because you still need the deep clean though. Seriously, why do I feel like this camera's washing out everything? Here's the thing, when I'm looking at it, I feel like it's so washed out, but then like when I'm editing, I'm like 100% sure it's going to look better, hopefully, because that's what I want. So I'm going to go back in with the color Love, and because there is more pink tones, I'm starting to look back at it, and I'm going to just go right here on the inner corners and then bring it up to the top as well, because she really packed on the pink, really packed it on. I don't know if it was Valentine's Day or what. This is like a good Valentine's Day palette. It really is. Not that we need to do our look, like, you know, like certain looks on certain days or anything. I just don't believe that. I just do whatever I want on any time or whatever. But, you know, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do so. It's like a lot of pink. What the hell? Yeah, but definitely with these Anastasia palettes, you need to really be careful not to be pressing hard, because it will fly all over the place. Okay. Alright. But then again, I'm not that used to blending all the way that out, so yeah. Okay, yeah, so I needed like a pencil brush. I'm going back in with Love. I'm going back in a little bit with Celestial. I really am not liking this palette whatsoever. I'm like debating if I should return this, because I thought it was my blending effects, but it's not. And I'll explain the rest at the end, because really, I've never had such an issue. I've never had. Anyways, let me finish the look. So I can't really tell if she is wearing a wing liner or not, because of how open she has her eyes. So I'm just gonna go in with the wing liner regardless. I'm just not gonna make it that long or thick. Yeah, I know that's not pervertic, I know. Go in with any black liner, whatever black liner you guys want to use, doesn't matter. I always try to go for like the waterproof ones. This is just a Rimmel London one. Ow, ow, ow. I'm just gonna do my mascara and I'll be right back. So, applied on a lot of mascara. Yeah. So now we're gonna do my eyebrows. Okay, a lot of you are so used to just having like, you know, foundation on first and then eyebrows, and I didn't know that was such an issue until the time I was on set. I was doing, you know, this lady's eyebrows, and she was like, aren't you gonna put foundation first? And I'm like, bitch. I didn't tell her that I wanted to, but you can do it anyways. It really depends on how comfortable you are. If you want to put foundation on first and then you feel like it just, you know, the rest of your makeup blends in well, then fine. If you want to do eyebrows on first, because I feel like with me, I always have to do eyebrows first before foundation, just because it kind of helps me guide the rest of my look. I don't know if that makes any sense. But, oh gosh, she was such a twat. I fucking hated her. And then she goes and makes her eyebrows even more bold when this was supposed to be like a natural workout. And you're gonna put like some bold as fuck eyebrows when you already... It's not like she didn't have any eyebrows. She had eyebrows. She had them were dark and deep and thick. And she goes on and puts more behind my fucking back. And I'm like... Yeah, that's like the one thing I don't miss about freelance at all whatsoever. Anyway, so... Heidi's has hers like a little bold, but she has like perfect eyebrows. It's like hers like are almost like Instagram eyebrows, but without the sharpness of them being drawn on and looking like a ram. So hers are just beautiful. Like she fills them in probably with Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, the blonde one, and that's the one I'm using. This eyebrow over here is a lot thinner than this one, so I really gotta work on it. So I mean, like they said, eyebrows are sisters, not twins. But in my case, my eyebrows be stepsisters, so yeah, she got some bold as fuck eyebrows. I love them. Trying to mimic them as much as I can. And eyebrows are tricky, and I understand. They really are. Like, it took me a while to even put on eyebrow pomade because I used to not want to look like an Instagram girl or, you know, a chola or anything like that, and I was like afraid of like having like clown eyebrows like a lot of girls do. So now I am no expert at all when it comes to like tweezing or anything, but what I've learned is like how you do it. At least this is like the American or like the Western civilization style. In Asia they tend to do their eyebrows different. What you do is you pluck from here, the arch goes right here, and then it ends right here. I know a lot of people like to do it from where they start plucking from where your nose ends. The thing is, it's some noses are shaped, you know, obviously different than others, so that's why they really don't recommend that. They recommend with a tear duct. So yeah, just to let you guys know that. There we go. And I always like to give them a little brush through again, just so they don't look so heavy on texture. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the foundation, and I ain't gonna look like my old natural self anymore. I'll be mixing because like I don't have those two shades anymore. I'm gonna be mixing this one, SH4, along with SH1, and I'm going to show you how I do it. It's going to be like, you know, the contour and highlight effects. I'm going to show you how I do it, on a lot of my, you know, when I used to do makeup on people and stuff, you know, clients, you know, actors, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so last time you guys saw me scooping down foundation, it was with one of these, you know, spatulas. Yes, you could do that, or you could just use one of these cosmetic ones. It doesn't matter, just keep them clean, you'll be fine. I used to do that a lot because, like I said, I did on set. I like dealing with RCMA and wax base, or even if I was using liquids or anything, sometimes I still had to mix foundations and you need a spatula. So, and not everyone likes when you go in with the hands because some people are very, you know, germophobic, and it's understandable. So yes, you do that. And I know because a lot of people from the last video, they were just like, what? And I'm like, I know it's something that you guys are not used to seeing, and I understand, and I gotta, you know, make myself you know, let myself know that you guys don't understand, because I was like, what is going on? Like, I didn't get why you guys didn't get it, but then at the same time I was like, okay, they're obviously not going to understand for many reasons. So because they didn't have to do the stuff that I had to do, but that's the way I work. Okay, so I'm also going to go in with a little bit of this color, which is called Tan Tone. Can you even see it right here? There we go. I'm going to use that actually as the all base. What I do is I get like a flat surface, and I just like, you know, like splat it on there, and then like with wax, you've got to really warm it up for it to do like, you know, its full potential work. Alright, so I got my little Real Techniques blender right here, patting it in like that, and then I'm going to start going all over the face. And if you're going to be doing a tan look, make sure you get to your ears. And just to let you go, yes, I already did prime my face and everything. I always make sure to use like a skin routine on my face, like, you know, cleansing, toning, and all that. So moisturize. Definitely remember to moisturize. I feel like a lot of girls don't especially do that, especially oily skin girls, but there's moisturizers for oily skin. And the reason why a lot of girls are oily skin is because they're not putting a moisturizer on their face. So your body is having to produce more oils in order for you to be moisturized. So yeah, at least that's what I learned from my esthetician friends. I'm gonna bring it all the way down to my neck because I gotta try to blend in as much as possible. Here's the thing, I know as I do these tan looks in the summertime when I'm sweating like crazy, and this is the last thing I want to do is a makeup tutorial. I don't know why I don't do them in the winter time. Like, if I do one of Carla, it's waiting till December. Like, I'm not putting that shit out anytime soon. So yeah, no, that's going to have to wait. Yeah. And sometimes what I use, like if I have leftover on the spatula, I just like wipe whatever's on the spatula on there. Don't want to let anything go to waste because that shit was expensive. And also my Real Technique sponge, it isn't that wet. I mean, it is just a little bit because like if I want a full coverage, I try not to go in with it so wet or just like slightly damp, because it gives you more of a full coverage if you do that compared to like having it really, really big and fluffy and soft. It gives you more like of a natural look, and there ain't nothing natural about this look, so. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with the deeper shade right here that I got. Kind of using that as like a contour and a bronzer. She pretty much uses powder bronzers, but I rarely invest in powder bronzer. I rarely invest in powder bronzers because like I never needed them for my kid, so I never had to do that. And I obviously don't look good wearing bronzer, so yeah. It's just so weird seeing myself tan. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, really trying to get as much as I can tan just so it doesn't look so weird. I would just put on like a long sleeve, but it's 89 degrees, so that's not going to happen. The lighter skin color right here, see, like a lot of you girls do, is when you guys put concealer on, you guys really go close to the eyelid. Don't do that. It just really like collects more foundation down there or concealer down there, and it makes it look like you have wrinkles, and it looks very, very heavy, and it kind of dehydrates that part. Especially if you're a person that never puts on eye cream, which you should put on eye cream. But, you know, not everyone's going to do that, so. I like to use my finger a lot when it comes to concealer because underneath the eye, because it just blends more better than any beauty blender or any kind of brush. However, if I was doing it on somebody else, I would ask them permission first. Sometimes they're okay with it, sometimes they're not, so you know, always must be respectful. Going back in with the darker foundation, I'm going to contour my nose a little bit. Oh no, I got some in the makeup. I'm so not used to doing it with like an orangey kind of foundation. When it comes to contour, I tend to use like, you know, actual grayish tones, but for the sake of this look. And once again, going back in with a little of the lighter color just because I covered it up too much with the contour color. Okay, even put some on top of here of the brow bone. I like, actually, because I know a lot of girls like to highlight underneath here. I don't like doing that. I feel like it's not really that necessary, although some girls do it so well where it's like seamless, but some girls, they just make it too obvious where you can see it. But I like right here just because I feel like it really lifts up the brow more than compared to down here, as well as down here. Oh shit, I did not blend that out well. Fuck. Good thing I went back. Yeah, see, this is the thing when you're doing like a different skin color, you really gotta make sure to like apply a lot and cover your natural color and make sure everything's very well blended, because like it's not, you know, it's not your skin color. So when it's your skin color, you could blend a lot better, but when it's not your skin color, you gotta basically make sure it's like really opaque and really well blended out, and it's like so much more makeup. That's why I don't know how fake and burn girls could like do it. It's like I can never do that shit. That's why I just tell people, you know, I mean, I'm not one to tell anybody to do anything with their body or anything like that, because like I have like the worst diet in the world. I like being a diamond skin girl. It's like, what's not to love? So but props to you, fake and burn girls, because this is a lot of maintenance. And yeah, and that's because I have not done my whole body, and I'm not doing that. Okay, so in the picture I have no idea what blush she's using because there's a lot of, you know, shadows covering up. So I'm just going to go in with this Kevyn Aucoin one, and this is a cream blush by them, and I'm going to go in with this purpley one since, you know, trying to fit everything that's going on right here. So but I am going to be, you know, adding powder on top of it. So, and I like doing a lot of creams, you guys, because especially when it comes to contour and to don't worry, it'll be blended out in a minute. Especially when it comes to contour and blush, because it's like paint almost. So once you powder it, it sticks. Will it lose some intensity once you powder? That depends, because some people don't powder, especially dry skin girls. They don't need to powder, but it does lose. But you just go back with a little bit of blush, of powder when I mean, and you'll be fine. So, and plus it's just like way more better for your skin anyways to be using creams. With this baby face one, I have no idea what it's called. It's called Petite Pack, and I don't know the shade color. I just know it's a yellowy type like this that I would usually not wear. Well, no, my natural skin color can pull it off a little because it's just, it goes on very light. So I'm gonna put that underneath my under eyes. I don't do the whole baking shit, you guys. I don't understand that shit whatsoever. I mean, I get if you're like a drag queen and you're doing theater makeup, yes, but everyday life, no. The thing is, what a lot of people don't understand either is that can like really dry out your under eyes too. So if you have dry skin, you're gonna hate baking. So I'm just knock off any of the excess. And then I'm just gonna go in with a powder brush. You can still use the sponge if you want to. If you're oily skin, like not sponge, what they're called, powder puffs are like your best friend. Just gonna go in lightly. And when you're using like a pressed powder, like you can use translucent on this if you want. But if you're gonna be using a pressed powder, it's a lot better that you go in with a shade lighter than the skin tone that you are either using or that is actually your skin tone, just because it oxidizes and it makes you look even more darker. And the way I apply it on with the brush is I pat it in, I don't swirl it. I'm going back in to dust off some of the excess. I'm gonna go in with one of the MAC ones, and this one, what do you call it? Love Rush. This is the one I'm gonna go in with. Might as well keep true to its purpley tones. Oh, that's more pigmented than I thought. Wow. I haven't used this blush in a long time. Too much. So I'm just gonna go back in with a sponge to lift some of it up. Last thing I'm gonna be using on my face is this Becca highlighter called Moonstone. She doesn't seem like in any of her pictures actually to really put on a lot of lipstick. She really keeps it kind of like nude, which is good because usually the format is if you have a very heavy eye look, then you do a nude lip to keep the balance. So okay, so apparently shit is disappearing in my room. I can't find my lip glosses and I usually keep them underneath the desk. They're in a big bag and I can't find that big bag whatsoever. So I am going to use a very sheer lipstick. I'm just going to see which NYC color, not NYX like NYX. It's just literally like $1. I think it was called like bubblegum. It's a very sheer lip color, so I'm just going to put this on. If you feel like you need to add lip liner, like a flesh tone lip liner, go ahead. So you could add yourself like, you know, some dimension. I'm just going to put on this. Really, these Milani ones, I really don't like them. I mean, they have two different types of lip liners. The color statements I don't like, but if you're trying to do a more of a natural kind of lip line, like how I just did, it's fine. But if you're trying to do something more to the extreme, I would not. About the Norvina palette, what do I think about it? I don't think it's that great. Let me explain real quick to you guys. Look, when I did freelance and all that, my thing was like, if I don't like it personally, I'm not going to add it to my kit. So, and the reason being is like, the shimmers were absolute garbage. Straight out. They're absolute garbage. I don't like them. The mattes, on the other hand, are actually pretty good. They're not that bad. However, the problem what I find with, and I've defended Anastasia palettes before, so I don't want anybody to be thinking like, you know, maybe I just don't like the brand. I defended that Subculture one. I defended that to like the bone. So this one, on the other hand, this is supposed to be a very simple palette, you guys. Like if you're in a rush, this should be your go-to palettes for like something pretty. Those shimmers were hard to blend. They were getting muddy. I didn't fucking like it. You pack it on and it feels like you were just rubbing it away. If you want shimmer eyeshadows, you know what I'm going to recommend you that I had no problems with at all, and I did such a quick look, is the Juvia's Place palette. I shit you not, with these shadows only, I was able to do a quick look. This is so much better. Do they have identical to those Norvina ones? I don't know. They have a lot of palettes, so you're gonna have to see. I really have had no issues with these, and if I do another look, I'll try to incorporate those. But this was disappointing. This was $45 or $42. This was $25. And look how much more product you get. So I was not happy at all with this. I think I am gonna return that shit. And then a lot of you girls get confused. We're like, well, the swatches, what about them? What about the swatches? You guys tend to forget that you need to see how they go on the lid first. Now, if you are in a country or whatever, because I know there's some countries that don't allow returns or anything, if they have samples, or, you know, if they have like, you know, the sample palette, like almost every store does, you could go in there, take your own makeup brush, take your own eye primer if you need eye primer or concealer, and then you could test it out inside the store. I mean, just don't leave with like a whole full face full of makeup like you're about to go on a date or something, but you could test it out there. Okay, this was absolute garbage. I am disappointed. This is my second time using it. I'm just not happy with it. I'm fucking returning this shit back. So anyway, sorry about that negative look. Sorry about that negativity right there, but you know, I was able to execute the look at least. But yeah, so hair toss now and all that. Okay, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you like this look, and I'll try to do a Carlo one in December when it's cold. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye.